Hey everyone, it's Brittany with Making Money with Mama. By popular demand, everyone wanted to see me go through an audit and go through someone's Pinterest page, kind of talk about what's going well, what they could improve upon, and how they can really generate a lot more traffic to their Pinterest page and make a lot more money. So I had somebody very generously volunteer their page for me to go through and basically post about and nitpick apart. So this is going to be a super casual video, kind of sit down, going through all the nitty-gritty details. I have 5 pages of notes here to get through, so I think it's going to be really great. It's going to be so valuable and full of a ton of information that you can take with you into your own Pinterest profile and your own Pinterest journey so you can start making a lot of money with your Pinterest profile too, okay? So let's get started. First things first, when I first look at this page, it's a very great start, okay? I love that there is a very clear theme. There's a very clear niche. It's homeschooling, curriculums, things like that. Now, with my very first initial reaction to this, there are 2 things I would change. One, this profile picture isn't really a clear indication of what homeschooling is all about. I would include either one, a picture of yourself, because a picture of yourself is always going to be the best profile picture for any social media, whether it's Pinterest, Instagram, whatever. But as Pinterest users or Pinterest creators tend to be, we don't really like to show our face. That's kind of the point of being on Pinterest. Well, not the point, but that's a good thing about being on Pinterest is we don't have to come on camera. We don't have to show our face. We can stay completely anonymous, which is fine. So if you want to stay completely anonymous and you don't want to post your profile picture, I would either one, have a lifestyle image that represents homeschooling. So like basically some sort of mom and kid interacting at a dinner table, or dad and kid, or some sort of homeschooling setup background, right? Not necessarily a cup of coffee. Or you can create a logo that represents some sort of homeschooling. So maybe you have like a little logo of a house with a book in the middle that says bringing it back to basics. So something like that. I would get rid of the coffee logo or profile picture and change it to something that's more representative to your profile. And the same goes for this banner. It's not bad by any means. It's very clear what to expect on the profile page. However, it doesn't clearly represent your brand and homeschooling. And Pinterest can see pictures. Pinterest can read text. Pinterest can look through a lot of the imagery that you're posting and utilize that to categorize you when it comes to search engine traffic and placing you in front of the right eyeballs. So something that I would do is I would get rid of like kind of the florals. I feel like that kind of sends a different kind of message, and bring it back to like more colorful and kiddish. So I designed one for you. Let me pull it up real quick. This is what I have. It has like colored pencils. It's colorful. It really stands out, the back to basics homeschooling curriculums. And I'm just really trying to make it stand out and pop off the screen and really be representative of what homeschooling's all about, which is educating in a fun and more relaxed environment, right? So that's how I would design the banner. Personally speaking, that's how I would go about it. So let's talk about what's working well for this page so far. One, there's a well-defined niche in the homeschooling niche. It has resources and curriculum ideas. The aesthetic is really great. If we go over to this saved button here, we can see their boards are very cohesive. They're very well labeled. I absolutely love that. And there's a very good mix of educational printables, book lists, and unit studies. There's such a variety of different topics that all connect to the homeschooling community, which is absolutely perfect and amazing. When it comes to Pinterest, I absolutely love what they have going for them so far when it comes to that stuff. So here's what I would improve. Outside, we covered the logo, we covered the banner. Let's optimize the bio just a little bit. Here, if we click more, we can see the bio here. It says, "Hi, I'm Victoria. I'm a natural-minded homeschooling mama trying to live a more intentional lifestyle. I help homeschool moms and parents interested in homeschooling to explore the possibilities of homeschooling, follow for tips, blah, blah, blah." This is great. This is not a bad bio by any means. Very informative, but one, it lacks a strong call to action, which I encourage all bios to have a very strong call to action and to have it kind of leading. So when people go to your profile, they know exactly what to expect if they were to click the link that you have linked in your bio here. So I always recommend having a very strong call to action and exactly what you help people with, like front and center, first thing that you talk about. So here's what I would put if I was recreating this bio. I would put helping homeschool parents simplify their homeschooling journey with curriculum ideas, must-have resources, and hands-on learning tools. Click below for free printables and top homeschooling resources. So you can still include more, and I would actually do suggest you include more. However, I would start with this and get the strongest keywords and what you do and how you help people in your call to action first. And then you can go on to talk a little more about yourself or have, a little more keywords thrown in there when it comes to the type of content that you're going to be posting about on your page. But if we go, these are some strong keywords that I highlighted here with a strong call to action. So people will be told what to do as soon as they go to your profile page, if that makes sense. Okay, so that was phase one. That was the profile optimization. And now we're going to move on to phase two. We're going to look at the content strategies and the tweaks we can make for faster growth. So what's working well for this channel? One, like I mentioned, the Pinterest boards are just chef's kiss, okay? They are beautifully organized. I love that they all look the same. They all have a cover that we can read easily for basically easier navigation when we're scrolling through. I love it. Doing great there. The pins themselves are very easy to read. They have a clear overlay. There's a clear theme. That's always really great as well. They're very aesthetic, and they all look pretty cohesive. They all look like they're from the same person. So that's another great bonus. Another thing this creator is doing extremely well is they're incorporating seasonal trends with their normal content. So we can see here we have Easter morning basket, another Easter morning basket, spring equinox. These are great. You are taking advantage of trends that are going to be coming up and incorporating it into your homeschooling content. That is an amazing way to really get faster growth. If you can find a way to incorporate seasons or trends, it's Christmas, spring, Thanksgiving, blah, 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 and incorporate that into your niche, that is going to be great for seasonal content on top of having your steady evergreen traffic. Long term, that is going to be so sustainable, and that is really exciting, especially when you get like a full year of trends under your belt, and then people will just keep searching the same trends. You know what I mean? So like this spring or Easter morning basket will work for this spring, and then it can be seen again next spring, and then next spring, and then next spring. So that's what I love. You're doing that really well. Here's what I would improve for just a little more optimization and the likelihood of faster growth. You have a lot of great topics here. You have a lot of great pin ideas, but we can also prioritize some more viral content types. And what I mean by that is there is a few pin pillars, I should call them, that really perform well and get a lot of clicks and engagement. So one of them is before and afters. So to tie that into your niche here, we could do before and after educational spaces. So you could put something like, this $10 homeschool hack transformed our learning corner. And whatever that $10 product is, you can be an affiliate for, right? And it's also enticing because people are like, oh, that's budget friendly. Oh, how did it transform your corner? What did it do for you? What was the benefit, right? It really entices a lot of curiosity, which is going to get people to click. Another one is fast and actionable tips, which I don't see a ton when I'm just scrolling through here at the very beginning. And that could be something like 3 homeschooling mistakes to avoid, because I know as a homeschooling mom to be, I'm hopefully going to pull my daughter from school. I've been looking into all the homeschooling tips and tricks and resources, and definitely making mistakes is something I'm terrified of because we aren't qualified teachers. We didn't go to teaching, right? So yeah, I want to know what mistakes we're making. What bad curriculum did you buy? What routine didn't work out, right? So things like that, fast, actionable tips, 3 homeschooling mistakes to avoid. That's going to spark curiosity. It's going to get people like, oh, I don't want to make the same mistake. I got to find out what this is all about. Another thing I would do is I would have your printables and use real images. So showing printables have been proven on the Pinterest platform to boost conversions if you actually show like a preview of the printable rather than just saying, Easter printables. That is going to really help your conversions and click rates as well. And you can also do comparison posts. This is also going to be really a strong competitor when it comes to affiliate marketing specifically. So you could do like top 3 Montessori toys versus budget homeschooling alternatives. So you're kind of comparing the Montessori toys versus how can we make them more budget friendly, right? And you can be an affiliate for both the Montessori toys, and I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong, and the budget-friendly toys, because we all know like the wooden Montessori stuff, it can be expensive. But A lot of people love the wooding stuff, especially homeschooling parents. They love the creativity and they love the aesthetic of like the wooden type toys, but they are more pricey. But if you're an affiliate for both, you can attract both audiences. You can say, hey, here's some Montessori toys. Here's how they compare with the lesser costly alternatives, and be an affiliate for those as well. So that way, no matter which way people go and which way people lean towards, you will make commission off of that. And they're going to buy from you because you're the one providing value to them by showing them the difference between the two. So those are some Pinterest topics to keep in mind. Also, when it comes to viral pin content, I have 120 done for you Pinterest hooks because just like on the other social media platforms, hooks are going to be very important to put on your pins. So yes, while homeschooling Easter morning basket is great, it's very to the point, there is also a lot of ways we can remarket this same pin with a lot of hooks that have been proven time and time again to perform extremely well on Pinterest. So I have a whole Pinterest like kind of done for you toolkit. I'll link it in the description box below. It has 120 different hooks that have been proven to be viral on the platform that you can plug and play. And it also has examples of each hook. So you can be like, how can I incorporate this into my niche? Like I have examples for you. And it also comes with like done for you pin templates and done for you email templates, and everything's just plug and play and makes it really easy to kind of skip over the brainstorming part of the strategy I'm going over right now. So just keep that in mind. Also, when it comes to your boards and your pins, I would try, if you can, to increase your pin frequency because currently there are some boards that haven't been updated in months, and you kind of want to aim for 5-ish fresh pins a day to boost engagement. And when it comes to old boards, so the reason we want to refresh old boards is because if we go too long without posting on those boards, Pinterest might start to see those boards as no longer relevant and stop recommending the pins that are associated with those boards as well. So you don't necessarily have to keep creating content for that board if it doesn't fit you anymore or you're just not in the season of creating content for that board. But a little neat trick you can do is go into those boards, go into those old pins, and you can just refresh the titles a little bit, refresh the descriptions a little bit, and it will trigger the algorithm that this is fresh content. Even though it's not technically a new upload, you're still refreshing your old uploads, and Pinterest sees that as a good signal and will basically push your board back out there. So make sure you're not letting your boards go too long without some sort of interaction or updates. I would also test different pin layouts. Some of your current pins have very text-heavy overlays, which is fine. I mean, these pins are perfectly fine, but you could also experiment with pins that have a more clean aesthetic and have a lot more like white background to it because those tend to perform really well. The really clean, minimalistic type content, especially in the homeschooling community. I feel like the moms there are very like minimalistic and, like the simplicity. So I designed a pin, or I redesigned a pin for you as an example. So this is like a pin that I would do that has more of a white space ratio, a little bit more clean and stands out a little more. It's worth testing out and seeing if those perform well for you too. We talked about headlines and using more curiosity-driven text. So another example could be homeschooling without overwhelm. Here's how, because again, people that are looking into homeschooling are very concerned. Their pain point is feeling overwhelmed. Like, how can I do this? How can I take care of the house? How can I take care of my kids? How can I find time to cook? How can I find time to clean? How can I find time to work if they're a working parent too? Like, that seems so overwhelming, right? So find a pain point and find a way to say, here's a schedule and here's how we make it work. Let's talk it through, right? Let's ease those pain points, and let me link my curriculum that I use that really makes it so super simple to not be overwhelmed, right? Something along those lines of using curiosity-driven headlines that are going to get more clicks. We want to expand on what's performing well, which you're actually doing pretty well. You sent me your analytics, which thank you so much. And your top performing pins have been seasonal printables and morning basket ideas. And we're going to want to double down on that. We are going to really want to double down on that, which I've seen you've been doing. We have homeschooling Easter morning basket here a couple times with different pins. And that is just amazing. We're going to want to do that over and over and over again. We're going to want to revisit what's working well, and we're going to want to combine what is working well. So if we have two different topics that are doing really well, how can we combine them? And you're doing a great job at that. Morning baskets are doing really well. Holidays and trends are doing really well. So you're combining both of them. Absolutely love that for you. That is superstar behavior. That's awesome. Okay, now let's move on to phase 3. SEO optimization to boost organic reach. Whew, SEO is a whole thing, right? And if you want to learn more about SEO, I have the Pinterest monetization system program. I'm going to link that in the description box below. That's only going to be open for a few days though, once it's launched. And in that program, we go over all the different monetization strategies when it comes to Pinterest, but also along with that course, I have my step-by-step Pinterest affiliate marketing training. And within that training, I go over how to find all the keywords, where to put all the keywords, how to use the keywords, and all the fun stuff. So you're going to want to check that out too if you're watching this video. So let's look at your board titles for just a second. So if we go over to saved here, we can look over at your boards. And while they are okay, they are by no means bad, we can improve them. So for example, this World Explorer World Studies, I would change that and tweak it just a little bit. I would have World History Homeschool Unit Studies / hands-on learning for kids. It's a little bit of a longer tail keyword. It's something that people are going to be searching for because boards can rank in search too. So it's going to be really important to have the best board titles and board descriptions that you can as well. Same with gift guides. Instead of gift guides, I would do something more like best homeschool supplies and educational gift ideas. So I think those would be like better board titles that are going to be more optimized for your profile and get you ranked even higher and get you seen more consistently. Now, if we're talking about one pin specifically, let's go over just one pin example. Let's look at this pin here. The title is Homeschooling Morning Basket, Easter Themed Printable Activities, Morning Routine for Kids. And I see what you're trying to do there. You're trying to put as much keywords in the title as you can. That's great, but the title's a little long, and we're going to get to that in a second. Your current description is get your Easter themed morning basket, printable pack from the Harbor and Sprout Home School today, full of play, blah, blah, blah. You can go ahead and read it. So what's working is you do include core keywords like Easter morning basket, homeschool printables, learning activities. Those are all great keywords for your title and description. Perfect. Covers learning style, such as hands-on, worksheet, CVC words, sorting puzzles. Again, this is all stuff people are going to be interested in when they're going through homeschooling curriculum and like what to buy and what they're looking for. So again, I love that. And it targets a specific age range, which is 2 to 6 year olds. Again, perfect. You're identifying a target market. Absolutely love that. But where we can approve is the title is a little long. We're going to shorten it while still maintaining the most important keywords up front. They lack a call to action. Pinterest prioritizes pins with engagement-driven descriptions such as save this for later, download now. And that also means on the Pinterest pin itself. Your Pinterest pin that I've noticed, they don't have call to actions on them. And I'm talking about the physical graphic. And I know it's crazy to think that a call to action is going to make a huge difference, but I promise you, I was just talking to another person about this the other day. And she was like, what can I do? And I'm like, hey, none of your pins have call to actions. And she's like, you know what's funny is the pin that has the most outbound clicks is the one that like literally the one that I put a call to action on. So you would be surprised. People like being told what to do. They like being told what to expect. And they like being told like how they should navigate the platform that they're on. So including a call to action both on your pin graphic and in the pin description, you got to do it. And it needs a little better keyword stacking. A keyword should appear a little more naturally and early on in the description. So here's how I would write this specific pin. I would put Easter morning basket printables, homeschool, preschool, and kindergarten activities. For the description, I would put make Easter learning fun with morning basket printables for homeschool, preschool, and kindergarten. This Easter-themed homeschool pack includes count and clip activities, CVC word practice, sorting games, puzzles, and hands-on worksheets, perfect for toddlers and early learners. Use these printable Easter activities to start your homeschool morning routine with engaging multi-age learning. This is perfect for Montessori homeschoolers, morning time basket, hands-on learning, tap to download for your Easter homeschool printables now. So that's how I would word it. And these are the keywords that I was targeting and how I was trying to incorporate it a little more naturally. So that is what I would do when it comes to your pin titles and pin descriptions. Try and make them sound a little more natural. Try and put the most important keywords at the front of the description and not so much keyword stack, if that makes sense. Now let's talk about phase 4, which is going to be driving more clicks and driving more sales because, hey, we want to make money at this, right? So what's working well? You're featuring affiliate linked products from Harbor and Sprout and For the Love of Homeschooling, and you're using like Shop to Look for product recommendations. So you're really hitting hard with the affiliate marketing. Love that. That's great, especially if you're utilizing it in your home every day. You probably know so much about that topic. So that's great. You're very much have a mindset on how you're going to monetize your Pinterest page. But let's talk about the areas of improvements and what I would do moving forward. Again, we already talked about call to actions. Right now, many of the pins, they don't have a direction prompt. So you need to start adding them to your pins. You could do stuff like save this for later, click to grab your free homeschool guide, tap to download these learning activities instantly, right? So you are telling the person right on the pin, tap to download these, you're going to get them instantly. And it just, for whatever reason, it just clicks in people's mind when they see it written like, oh, if I click this link, there's a downloadable for me to get and I'll get it right now and I can print it and do it with my kids. Like, people want to be told what to do, like I said. So stronger call to actions on every pins. That's going to help increase your outbound click rate. Something I really want to suggest to you is to try video pins. And you don't have to try this, but for anybody that's watching, video pins are still being prioritized as well as static pins. They're both being pushed. And video pins is a great way to still get visibility. And I actually was just on a Pinterest webinar that was all about utilizing videos. And when I mean a Pinterest webinar, I mean like Pinterest put it on and they were talking about using videos and why you should be using videos and stuff like that. So I would suggest trying to use videos. Create quick explainer videos showing printable packs and actions. Here are some examples, like watch how we use this morning basket for a calm homeschool start. I have some examples of some creators that I saw that were doing really well on Pinterest. Here's kind of what their videos look like. We have people setting up their morning baskets, people looking at their binder, kind of like going through the binder. And let's look at how much these creators have, okay? One of these creators has over 10 million monthly views, okay? So they are doing something right. Another one has over 100,000 monthly views. Another one has, I think, over 330 monthly views. So again, this video content is working for them. So it might be worth, if you have the stuff at home and you're willing to experiment, to take some video footage of these morning baskets or of these printables and actions and see how they perform. And Pinterest themselves, when I was watching their webinar, they do suggest mixing up your content and not just focusing all on static or all on videos, and really doing a little bit of a mix to keep your audience engaged. And it also just appeals to different people, especially the younger generations that are upcoming on Pinterest right now, that are going to be starting to become parents soon and will probably be getting into the homeschooling space in the next couple years. They're very much into the video space. So something to keep in mind as we move forward in our Pinterest journey. Try it out. Another thing that I would do is I would craft themed product bundles. So instead of promoting single printables, bundle them together for higher conversions. This is especially true if you are creating your own products, if you're creating your own digital products, your own templates, your own courses. Yes, when you're first starting out, you really only have time to promote one, right? But as you start going along your journey and you're creating several courses or several digital products or several templates, start bundling stuff together and the conversion rates are so much better. And you might think you're super undercharging, but that's why they convert so well. And you've already done the work. Like, you do the work once, right? And then you get paid over and over and over again, especially on Pinterest with the long-term traffic. So for example, you could do a spring homeschool mega bundle, everything you need for thematic learning, or homeschool morning basket starter kit, printables and activities to start your day right. And say you don't have your own digital products, you're strictly an affiliate for other products, you can still make posts with these bundles and you're basically saving the end user the research. So when you're doing a morning basket, you'd be like, okay, these books, this activity, this thing, from all the different areas, and you're creating the basket for them so that they don't have to go through a bunch of different stuff themselves. You're kind of creating the big mega bundle for them, and they're like, this is everything. This is everything you need for the whole entire spring till the rest of the year. You don't need anything else, right? So bundles and like long-term things tend to do really well and have really high conversion rates. Again, if you're doing your own digital products, take 3, 4, 5 of them that relate to each other, bundle them together and promote it that way. You're going to make a lot of money bundling stuff together. Another thing I would recommend that I don't think you were doing, I didn't see it, but maybe I just missed it, is to offer a lead magnet to grow an email list, because email lists are so important because you are, one, collecting so many leads that are your exact target audience because they opted in for something that is in your niche. So if you had some sort of like get our free homeschool planner, or you had some sort of unit study guide or workbook for parents or kids that they can download for free, and you're collecting all these email addresses, and then you can continue to market your curriculums to them every day or every other day. And you'd be like, this is what we did today. This is how great this curriculum worked. Oh, my daughter loved this part of this unit or whatever. And you can continue to promote to them over and over and over again, the same customers that are following you along this homeschooling journey, instead of just relying on the Pinterest platform and SEO, right? You're kind of doubling both sides. So you're really going to double down on your income potential, and just growing an email list has so many benefits. So that's what I would do. I would create some sort of freebie, such as a homeschool planner, workbook, and also drive traffic from your Pinterest page to that lead magnet too, so you can set up automatic emails to go out and promote to them and make more money on autopilot. Now let's talk about your and the analytics that you sent me. So your impressions were down. This means that reach is declining, which means it's time to refresh your pin strategy, which is why I wanted to recommend kind of like the white space pins or your video pins, and try and see if those things work out. Your engagement was down a little bit. This is likely due to some of the lack of fresh engagement, or I'm sorry, fresh content. So like I said, some of the boards were getting old. Go back and refresh those and see if we can get that engagement back up and get Pinterest pushing that old content back out. Your outbound clicks are dropping, which means that our sales are dropping. So we don't want that. And like I said, including call to actions should really help take care of that. Your saves have gone down too, which means less content is being saved, suggesting a need for more engaging pin topics. The pin hooks that we talked about, creating more of that engaging hooks and curiosity-driven headlines, will really help take care of that too. So my final action plan for this person, 1, is to revamp their bio with a strong call to action and some more important keywords right at the get-go. I want optimized pin descriptions and long tail SEO keywords. I want them to increase their fresh content. I want them to create more video pins. I want them to use stronger call to actions on their pins. I want them to bundle printables and themes into a pack for higher conversions. And I want them to launch a lead magnet strategy and build an engaged email list. That would be my plan for this person to really take their Pinterest page to the next level and really doubling their income in the next 30, 60, 90 days. I really see a lot of potential for this individual. The Pinterest page is off to such a great start. Again, if you want to learn how to monetize your Pinterest page, if you want to learn all the different monetization strategies, I have 5 revenue streams coming from my Pinterest page right now. It's something I do full-time as a stay-at-home mom, or I should say, I don't do it full-time. I make a full-time income as a stay-at-home mom, working part-time, and all from all the monetary streams of income that I have coming from Pinterest. Pinterest is so amazing. It has long-term sustainable growth. Again, check out everything. I have everything linked in the description box below, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments, because I would love to answer them for you. Thanks for watching.